You're watching E.T.N, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Share and subscribe.
So, in part one of this two-parter, we made the best case we could for the Cinema Expo clip. We played devil's advocate, we took all the pieces and tried to explain it and make sense of it the best way we could. In this video, we make the case against the clip and why it could be completely fake and fabricated. And to be quite honest, this likely won't take long. Before we begin, be sure to hit the subscribe button, like and share this video as it helps the channel a great deal. Okay, so in the first video, we read through the clip description as shared by Ghidorah Island. I probably don't have to read through it again, but just in case this video is viewed out of order or anyone forgot, and to be completely clear, let's just go through it one more time. With a somber tone, the footage opens with Alexander Skarsgård's character entering an ominous glacier-like temple fortress. Thunder and lightning crackle and crash across the high heavens above, with the footage now laying sight upon a raging, chain-bound King Ghidorah, with the tyrant shown to be bound to the surrounding fortress while also being surrounded by unidentified troops. A voiceover narrates of a great impending war. Footage cuts to a dejected Kyle Chandler, then shifts to the sight of Madison, despairing and in tears. The footage then shifts upon a restless ocean coast overcast by a biblical thunderstorm. From the restless ocean coast, Kong rises from a half-sunken aircraft carrier, and while doing so, finds his glare met by Godzilla. A moment passes, and then Kong decides to attack. The two titans clash, their battle trampling over a warship of scattering troops. Kong exhibits a prowess of agility and speed and lands a square hit onto Godzilla. Godzilla, in feedback to Kong's attack, remains firm and expressively unfazed. In response, Godzilla replies with an attack of his own that sends Kong flying. And then Ghidorah says, to be notably clear, to be absolutely crystal clear, this comes from a more detailed description from the Lord of Salem and his Monsterverse group. All credits rest with him and his research and their willingness to share. So as we did in the last video, let's start with the Ghidorah clip. While we are aware that the purchase of the head of Ghidorah will play a role, the idea of him returning is slim to none. First off, the idea that his body is regenerating from a single head suggests that the regenerating process should have begun the moment the head was severed off. Now, I watched the end credit scene multiple times before doing this video, looking for any sign that this process was underway. Not only is there no evidence of the process starting, the head is actually beginning to rot. With flies buzzing around it and clearly seeing what looks to be rotting flesh, it is very unlikely that Ghidorah returns in Godzilla vs. Kong and will only be used for research purposes. Another thing to take into account, watch the scene where Ghidorah regenerates his head. That happens pretty quickly. If he was capable of regenerating from the time his head got severed to the time it got brought back to that location, we would have seen some progress of the regeneration process at that point. Not only do we not see progress, but we see rotting flesh. Now, as we did in the last video, let's look at the sources. Let's begin with Lord of Salem. His tweets are inconsistent, and his story changes. The first sign that something isn't right. He first describes the two titans fighting atop an aircraft carrier. And when Twitter starts a buzz with people saying that makes no sense, which it doesn't, he quickly retracts this and corrects it via Ghidorah Island, who spoke on his behalf. The Lord of Salem also talked about a pathetic voiceover, which is odd for a description. Hardly do I ever hear someone's personal commentary when giving a description of something. And then we have Ghidorah Island. Had it just been him telling us this is what he saw in a clip, I would be on board with this. But he's sharing the very testimony that sounds questionable. Now, to be fair, Ghidorah never actually said this was legit and that he believes this source. He's just sharing what he was told. The source is Lord of Salem, and considering I never heard of him, and that he has no track record, and that his description is completely distorted, I'm leaning towards no. Now let's continue with the Missouri, which is mentioned in the original description by the Lord of Salem. Pretty easy to deduce this via the set's photos. The USS Missouri is all over the place in set photos, implying that it could be important and therefore might be important to mention. A fight between Godzilla and Kong in the ocean during a storm is a safe assumption, considering that Godzilla is heading to Skull Island, the surrounding island is guarded by a storm, ships in the area with them, sure. Again, not only a photo of the USS Missouri, but a dedicated set photo shows them fighting near a ship. Not too hard to implement. What about the aircraft carrier? Interesting. Where was the last time we heard of an aircraft carrier? Oh yes, of course. During the trailer description from earlier last week, in which there was one that was on a beach. Curious how just a few days later we get a description of the events that took place before that aircraft carrier landed on the beach. Now I can fill the gap. The aircraft carrier was sinking, but either Kong or Godzilla picked it up and used it as a weapon on the other, which is why it ends up on the beach and not sinking to the bottom of the ocean. Finally, we have the viewer testimony. In my experience with Godzilla going back to late 2013, you could have Godzilla-related news break out on the moon from Martians who only communicate via sign language through their asshole, and it will still not take a week before you heard about it. The fact that this information came out a week later is suspect, and furthermore, why did no other outlets report on this? No one reported this at all. Not Collider, not Screen Rant, etc. One thing is for certain, a lot of these entertainment-related website and news outlets, they do have affiliates across the world in different countries. Odd, for sites that are as thirsty as any of us to get information out there, we heard nothing. Then we have the memory argument. While the study does prove massive memory loss over the course of time, it would never happen in this case because, based on history, the minute anyone saw this, they would have shared it anonymously, not wait a week for someone to call them and get the testimony. In the end, I appreciate it for the buzz and happy that it's gotten everyone talking. But this description looks like a dud, much like the earlier trailer description. As for the eventual trailer, well, I always believed that it would be either the Tuesday before Comic-Con, which would be tomorrow, or the Tuesday after, which would be next week. But considering one of the big trailer reveals this weekend is the next trailer for 1917, that's been listed on the Alberta website. You guys remember that site? We used it a lot to gauge when 2014 trailers were coming out, and it was a great tool. Well, currently on that site, there is no listing for Godzilla vs. Kong. Usually, if it is listed on the Alberta site, a trailer usually drops from within a couple of days to 2 weeks of it being listed. So let's not hold our breath for Comic-Con. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this little two-parter series. Let me know in the comments, are you on the side of the case for or the case against, and why? Don't forget to subscribe and like and share this video. And until next time, this is Rob signing off for E.T.N, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Take it easy.